Hi everyone, my name is Eliza and as promised a video about simple hand lettering. Hand lettering anyone can do. You don't have to have many skills. You just go with the skills you already have and just change them up a little bit. So you don't have to learn new fonts or whatever. You use what you have and you change it. And that is what it is today. If you don't know me but you like this content, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you get every video. Today I'm going to use a Micron pen. I have the A1. I'm also going to use two aqua markers and from Decotime and a metallic gold pen from Edding. This video is not sponsored. So, like I said, this is something anyone can do. In elementary school, you learn to write. And you often learn to write simple calligraphy. You learn to write the letters together, like this. And I just write down love. It's not perfect, but you see the letters are connected. And you probably wrote like that a long time ago. Maybe you even still use it. And you could use this to do several things with it. You saw me do it up here as well, and you've seen me do it in different videos. You could do this. Just a little line before and a little line after it. And it completely changes this simple style of lettering. And the only thing you do is add a line at the beginning and at the end. And you could even do it with two words. For instance, love you. And you see, I'm not a hand lettering expert, so it isn't perfect. And it doesn't have to be. It's just something you can do to change up your agenda, your bullet journal, a note you write to someone, a Christmas card, a postcard, whatever. And it is nice to use. But you could also just make the first one a bit longer. And end it with a swirl. And it doesn't have to be perfect. And I just do the E and I just put some kind of swirl around it. So these are a few variations you could do. If you want to use some color, you could, for instance, just write it like this. And then use a marker and just do it like that. Or you could even write it in color. And you see it's completely different. And it's all the same thing you already learned and you can use again. Later in life, you probably just changed up your letters and found your own, well, handwriting skill. And for me, that's just, well, not really block letters, more like something in between. So if I write down love in small, then it is like this. And even with this, I can do a lot. I can exaggerate the L, for instance. Or I could write it again and just color the O. Or I could write it again and I could double write the L. Or I could do that with all of the letters. I'll do that a bit bigger. These are my capital letters, but you could use capital letters as well. So my normal letters, my capital letters. And you could just double write them. And it gives a nice effect. You could change it up. Big letter, small letter, big letter, another big letter. If we stay in the capital letters, you could do a lot with it. For instance, if I write down love, I write it down a bit bigger. I could put an extra line in all the vertical directions. For instance, only the L and the E. And then I could choose, for instance, to color that. In black or in a different color. Let's use the purple. That is something you could do. You could also write it and then use a color on top of it, so it shines through. If you want to be a bit more adventurous, you could make them bold letters. This needs some practice. And you see, I'm not perfect, it's all crooked, but it doesn't matter, at least not to me. And you could do many things with it. You could add a shade, like I did on top, or color it in, like I did with the H and with the L over here. I could use a cross hatching, and this is a diagonal, but you could use a vertical or horizontal. Gives a completely different look. You could use dots. Just be creative, you can use almost anything. So you could use, I'll put down some circles, diagonal stripes, vertical stripes, horizontal stripes, or dots. You could even put little flowers in them if you want to. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just a way to make your page more interesting. And the bigger your letters are, the easier it is to fit something in there. The flower doesn't really fit in this one. But if I put the L over here, and I make it a lot bigger, then I could add some flowers in them. Just with 4 or 5 or even 6 petals. You could even do half a flower, like it's falling off. You can make it as intricate as you want. And if you want to, you could even put lines between them. And add some leaves. To be honest, I hardly ever use this because it's too much work. But it does look nice. And if it's something you want to do, just do it. And then you could, if you want to, color the petals. I make them all purple. And you see your letter is completely changed. And you could even add a little shade in a different color. It would be a nice way to start a month, for instance, in your bullet journal. Just by making a letter like this, a big letter. And how to make letters like this. This is sometimes feels really difficult, especially in the beginning. You could just start by writing down love and just put extra lines. And with the E, that's difficult. And then you just fill them in and you see, especially with the E, that it overlaps. So in the beginning you will just color them all. So you don't really see that you made a mistake. It doesn't matter, it's your book, it's your bullet journal. So there are 3 basics, like I said. You have your basic calligraphy that you learned in elementary. And it's not something I use often. Just your letters next to each other. Your normal handwriting. And your capital letters. And if we number them, we'll put the numbers in here as well. Let's put it in pink. We have over here, we have the basic calligraphy. Here we have the normal handwriting, and from here capital letters are starting. Oh, it's not 4, it's 3. And you could make combinations with it. You probably saw in my bullet journal this time a lot of examples like this one. In the word winter she curls around a good book and dreams away the cold, where I cross-hatched it, those round letters. And used, just like here, a pictogram for a word. And here you see me use capital letters, bulk. I used a pictogram, my capital letters again, my basic calligraphy, my normal letters with extra lines, and I use big and small. And that way you can write down really cool quotes. So we are going to write down 2 quotes. The first quote, I'll write it down up here, is you can make anything by writing. And in a bullet journal there are these dots, and they are just your guideline to where to put them and how wide to make your letters. This is a quote from C.S. Lewis. In the description there's a link for the ones that want to join but don't have a bullet journal. There's a piece of paper with dotted lines, with a dot grid, so you can write along with me. Just download it, print it and write along. So this is the first one. What shall we start with? I start with the capital bulky letters. And I start big. Because I think the emphasis in this quote is on you. That's why I make it big. You. Can make anything. Can make anything. And I use my normal lettering. What shall we do? I'll write down my capital letters, by, and I'm going to cross-hatch the round B. By writing. And I'm going to use this calligraphy, easy calligraphy, that we all learned in the past. Just take your time. Don't forget your dots and your crosses for the T. You can make anything by writing. And then, of course, C.S. Lewis. And that is your first quote. This is a way to do things. And you could spice it up by using some color if you want to, or add simple stars. Or you add a pencil. You've probably seen me draw this one multiple times. It's really easy. And you can use it as well. I'll put in some black dots for the stars. So we have the small stars and a few dots. and this a pencil. And this way you filled your page with a quote. And you could use this in your bullet journal just to make it more interesting. I have another one, and that one I have because you could use small pictograms or small pictures to change up your page. And these are really simple pictures, anyone can make them. This is the quote. A book is a dream. You hold in your hand. And this quote is from Neil Gaiman. And again, I could use, for instance, a big letter. A. And then I'm going to draw a book. And those are just 2 lines. And then a wave. One curved line and another curved line. And we'll do the same again. Use the dots to guide you if you need to, and a line in the middle. And then you have a book. A book is a dream. You and I'm just going to fill this in. And you see the letters are completely changing. Hold. In your, what shall we do? Well, we'll do a bigger one, your. And I'm going to get a color. Let's take the purple one. I'm just going to color those bellies. Nothing else. And when we're at it, I'm going to color this A in the same color to tie it all together. And then your hand. And here again, an easy drawing. Just, well, what is it? A little swirl. And then drop down. Just look at the YouTube like button, or the Instagram like button, or the Facebook like button, and just make like a mitten. And that's it. You could put 2 stripes or 3 stripes. That's a simple drawing of a hand. A dream, a book is a dream you hold in your hand. And this was a quote by Neil Gaiman. And since I put a hand on the left side, I'll put another one. I'll try to change it up a bit in my hands. So here you have it, a few simple ideas you could do with the basic handwriting you already possess. So your basic calligraphy, the letters you put together, your normal handwriting you already use every day, and the capital letters you use at the beginning of each sentence. And you could use them to do these kind of things, or just to color them in, or give them a texture, or even flowers. And you could use them to make beautiful quotes in your bullet journal, and even draw little things, simple items to represent a word, like book or hands. Hopefully this gave you a lot of ideas on how to improve yourself and how to make your bullet journal better. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss anything in the future.